Hello, my name is Lyndon, and I am with Love Boldly's Q&A panel, #AskingForAFriend. Here we address questions that straight cisgender Christians may be uncomfortable asking people who are LGBTQIA+ regarding faith, sexuality, and gender identity. Today's question is, as a transgender person, did your experience of gender dysphoria feel related to not fitting into gender stereotypes? Or was there a different sense of incongruence? Um, I would say yes. I did not have a sense that I fit into gender stereotypes. Um, the things even as a child, the things I was interested in were things that my brothers were doing. The toys I wanted would have been designated as boys' um, toys, uh, be it GI Joe and trucks and whatnot. Um, and I wanted to do the things that growing up that they were doing. So it's like mowing the lawn of all things. Um, and then even as I further grew up, the relationships I had, I always assumed the more masculine role, and that's typical, I think, in any same gender relationship. But that was the role I always fell into. But also at the time when I was coming out, we didn't have uh, a lot of work. We didn't have the language, we didn't have the information about being transgender that we have today. In the 80s, there's only 3 letters in the long list of letters that identify the queer community, and those were GLB, gay, lesbian, and bisexual. It wasn't until more recently, and when as a part of some work I do with my church, and working with a family who has a transgender child, I began looking for deeper into this by getting the books, reading the information, and it's like more of an aha moment. It's like, yeah, that describes me better than just identifying as gay. Um, and but so there was that. So my identity of being transgender is later in life. Um, how that played out, I guess, throughout life is in the clothing I wore. Always more masculine, or even shopping just in the men's department as opposed to the women's department. Um, the cars I wanted would have been like more masculine, or would have been considered that. In terms of wanting to drive a truck. Um, so I guess in a sense, the answer to this is yes. There was a sense, and continuing now, a sense of not fitting into typical gender stereotypes. Um, I find that as I transition, that I feel more comfortable in who I am, and the typical social stereotypes of what it means to be a man are more appropriate for me. Thank you for submitting your questions, and if you have a question of your own regarding faith, sexuality, and gender identity, go to Love Boldly's website and look for #AskingForAFriend, and there you can submit your question for someone to answer. Thank you.